How you guys doing? 813. It's Mike Trigg.
Salva Baptiste.
This is No Losses, Just Lessons. We're going to talk to you today. It's Black History Month, as you know. It's really Black History Year. We don't really do months, but it's the month they designated for us.
Right.
And we'll take that in the other 11 as well. But Salva is going to start off with some great information about the inventions the contributions that we made to not America, but to the world.
Right.
Go ahead, Salva.
Yeah, so, a lot of times when we talk about who we are as a group of people that came here in slave ships and what we were able to accomplish, our accomplishments was we built one of the superpowers, one of the most superpowers in the world, the United States. But when we came here, it wasn't called United States, it was called America, right? The 13 colonies. So I'm just going to go over some things that exist today that we contribute. And the two things I like to say, maybe people don't know, but the White House was built by Black Americans. And the university, Harvard University, was built by Black Americans. And those two, they have spoken about those two structural buildings and grounds on numerous occasions about who built it. Black slaves built those two institutions I just mentioned. Now we're going to go to technology and electronics, where Lewis Latimer, 1848 to 1928, improved the carbon filament in the light bulb. The light bulb wasn't working in its frequency, and then Latimer went in and he tweaked it, and he saw what was missing, which was the filament, and he created the light bulb. And then we have Mark E. Dean, 1957, co-invented color PC monitor and played a central role in developing modern personal computers. Otis Borkins, 1920 to 1982, created improved electrical resistors, which are still used in pacemakers, TVs, and computers today. Household and everyday items, Sarah E. Good, 1855, 1905, invented the following cabinet bed, an early version of the modern Murphy bed. Earl Van Brittan Brown, 1922. The reason why I'm giving you the dates, because some people tell the story that our inventions are gone. Our inventions are here today. We just are not recognized for these inventions.
Yeah, I just want to stop real quick. I got to say this: the stoplight was invented by a Black man, and that is a global invention that is desperately needed. If it wasn't for that, it'd be traffic jams everywhere. Go ahead, Salva.
Okay, and that is Garnet Morgan, 1877 to 1963, invented the three-way traffic signal and an early version of the gas mask.
Oh, wow.
Right. So the things that we're using today is because of the Black Americans, through all of their hardship, continue to create these inventions that people live by every single day. Everybody probably familiar with Lonnie Johnson, 1949, in the 21st century, invented the Super Soaker water gun and contributed to NASA space programs. And you'll hear that a lot being used when they talk about him. Shirley Ann Jackson, 1946, her research in telecommunication helped develop technologies like caller ID and fiber optics, Verizon fiber optics.
Right.
That's come from this Black lady here. So when we're talking about what have we done, we have made the whole world life better, our contributions, and especially in America. Mary Van Brittan Brown, 1922 to 1999, co-invented the first home security system, and it's used all over the world. Otis Borkins improved, I read that, sorry about that, read that already. These are just a few I just wanted us to get familiar with, so I'm going to go to transportation and safety, Garnet Morgan, okay? We mentioned him. Frederick McKinney Jones invented the mobile refrigeration. Those big trucks you see that has a refrigerator in it, that was developed by a black man.
We call it reefer trucks.
What they call?
Reefer trucks.
Okay. And that was Frederick Jones. And what I'm trying to do is give you an insight of, get you away from the typical people that we hear their names over and over again. Like Richard Spikes, 1878-1965, created multiple automotive innovation, including the automatic gear shift and turn signals.
Wow.
And so we have, let's go to the medical advancement. Dr. Charles Drew, 1904, 1950, developed the blood plasma preservation method, healing to the creation of modern blood banks. Guess what? He died because they would not give him a blood transfusion because he was black. He got in a car accident and bled to death.
Oh, wow.
And they refused to give him a blood transfusion.
And the contribution that he made to
And
society.
the contribution that's being used. They have not advanced this technology from today. This is his invention.
Right.
Yet he died because he couldn't get a blood transfusion.
I do. Yes, sir.
Frederick Bath invented laser cataract surgery, which is still widely used in eye care today, 1942 to 2019.
Oh, wow.
So just keep in mind that these made the world better, not just America, but these were the slaves they brought from Africa, and we were able to build this country and do inventions. So when people say, what have we done? The list is endless.
So let me ask you a question. How you feel about the things that she just named, not being a person of color? How do you feel about the contributions that we made to this world? And was this mind-boggling, the stuff, some of the things that she named? Did you know that we did all that?
No, I don't know who makes the things that we use on a daily basis.
No. Okay, what I'm saying, but what she just told you, she probably gave you ran down like 20. And
more.
and what are your thoughts when you hear this as a white person? What do you think about?
I was at Middle Eastern, but those are things we use every day.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't get here without some of those things.
Right.
Driving, like you said.
Right.
Medical, that's why I saved a lot of people's lives.
Oh yeah, it has.
I think we take for granted a lot of people.
Contributions.
Yeah, we don't know
Right.
like who invents these things, but we use them every day.
Right, right.
And we're on the next thing, always on the
Right.
move forward. But yeah, I'm surprised to hear also how old some of those inventions are.
Right,
I didn't
but
know they were that old.
yeah, and they still are prevalent today.
Right,
Same
know.
technology.
right.
So I just want to touch on something while we just saying this, right? While we talking about you don't know who do what. It's the immigrants.
Right.
And I'm torn with that. To hear the president saying that, first of all, I don't want nobody sneaking into the country, killing anybody. Let me go on record saying that. But I do know Obama put something in place called DACA. And I think that was a good program because the people that's here, that's positive citizens in this community, they do great work. They do a lot of landscaping, a lot of farming, a lot of brick masonry. And, we talking about the contribution that we made, they probably helped put up several communities, homes, So the president got to change some things. I'm with him. I want you sneaking into this country because you made things so much harder, and that's drawing everything up too. But at the same time, we got to come up with a better way to. I know if we need to talk to Obama, I know he's not going to do that because that's too much like right. But his DACA program, it was working. It worked, and we need to do something on that. Now, I'm going back to Saba.
Okay, so should I comment on DACA?
Yeah, you can.
DACA was put in place because, again, we had a lot of illegal immigrants in the country that wasn't recorded. Barack set up a system that says everybody needs to sign up, and that was going to help later to give them a path to citizenship.
Right.
And he left the office without doing anything with that particular registry that on roll,
Oh, wow.
which made the citizens that was on the DACA. Well, I wouldn't say citizens because they're not citizens
right,
yet.
because he doing
right.
he doing thing with.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Wow.
So I do agree something needs to be done for them because they need to have a path to citizenship.
Right.
But I think that's not the major problem that we're dealing with now. We're dealing with a lot of illegal immigrants, and they come in and they get all our resources.
Right.
And we still have people homeless, sleeping in the streets, and we haven't taken care of our citizens. And the benefits that they get is taxpayers' money.
Right.
You know.
I get that, but would it be safe to say that if we had no illegal immigrants coming in, the resources that you're talking about, they would not be given to blacks anyway.
I agree with that.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem,
Right.
that
So
they
this-
have
so-
neglected us regardless.
Right. So they'll give it to immigrants that
Right.
comes in illegally
Right.
before helping us.
Yes.
So I mean,
that's
like,
absolutely
true.
true.
So that it puts me back to the spot that we was at last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 2 weeks ago when we did the last one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know you was really big on holding the politicians' feet to the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and me, my thing was we always had to take care and govern ourselves accordingly, and that's still my position.
So, yes, I agree with that. But then why are the blacks the ones that go out and vote? There's no other group vote more so than the black group, and yet we get nothing for our vote. That's the only thing I was saying. If we got to take care of ourselves, then why vote?
Right.
We're doing a double we're doing a double negative. We vote, we get nothing.
Right.
And so if we're taking care of ourselves, then why would we honor them with a vote? Because
Okay.
they can't win unless we vote for them. And since we have been doing the identity part of politics, meaning we've been looking at black
Right.
people as being somebody that we want to vote for, but it never proved great for us.
Okay,
so we
so-
got to move away from skin color and
Right.
look at policies.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What did we get when Obama? What did we get?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Identity
All right.
politics. We
Okay.
got nothing. We
Okay.
got nothing. I mean,
Okay.
in that legislation, they helped LGBTQ
Yeah.
and all the plus acronyms that go on that side.
Right, right.
And it didn't. Nothing came to the black community. But maybe it's because we do not play smart politics. We don't leverage our vote. We don't demand a policy. You know, everybody else demands something when they vote, and we have not been that savvy yet. We haven't been that strong yet.
Okay.
And another thing I would say, just 10% of our vote was shifted, and look what happened.
Right.
And so it doesn't take a lot, and there is nothing to make us migrate back on that side because there's no policies. There's false promises, but no policies been put in place. So we have to figure out, either we're gonna become our own group, break out and do black empowerment and vote our interests, or we gonna have to demand that there are policies being made for us if we're gonna migrate and vote for whatever group, because overall it's the government that has neglected us.
I agree 100%, but I hope we see that in my lifetime,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. So that's why my stance always been, we always been the most suppressed people, and we still rise, you know what I'm saying? So let's keep rising. And yeah, it does bother me. I don't want you to think that it don't bother me that we are bottom feeders.
Right.
In the eyes of the people that make the decisions, you know?
And so, to your point, all of this talk about illegal immigrants, they have said why blacks are not on the front line. Yes, that's the conversation.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why black people are not on the front line trying to help the illegal immigrants, because they never helped us.
Right.
Our issues have never been their issues, and we have taken, because, you know, if we go out on the front line, we're going to get probably shot, killed, beaten, incarcerated. Well, the illegal immigrants and immigrants in general
Thank you.
have never came out and helped us. So for the first time in history, we're taking a back seat because we got to focus on our community now.
Right.
Not that we don't like what's happening. happening, but they never ever showed that they value us.
Right.
And we have always valued them. And to that point, they are not supposed to. So illegal immigration or immigration as a whole has nothing to do with our Constitution.
Right.
Amendment 13, 14, and 15 was for blacks.
Right.
The original census came in, it was 1790.
Right.
And it was only black and white. So we have a history of coming out of slavery, you know, and prior to slavery being here, and then we come out of slavery, it was just blacks and whites. And
Right.
so they wasn't thinking about any other groups. So immigration is nothing to do with our Constitution, that amendment that goes to us.
Right.
13, 14, 15 was made for the slaves and the descendant of slaves.
Right.
So when people start intertwining, that's not fair to us, you know. And the legacy of the immigrant, because we're not immigrants.
No.
Remember, we're not immigrants.
Right.
The legacy of immigrants have come here and joined the other side instead of coalition with us.
Right.
And so now we're getting more intelligent about our movement, and we're saying, okay, you always say that blacks are lazy, or you're saying blacks don't do this, whereas you're in the country because of us.
Right.
And so now we're trying to use our more intelligent piece of knowledge and to make sure that we protect our community. So what you have to say about that?
I agree with everything you're saying, and that's why we're on this podcast right now, to inform others to be like-minded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And let's just
Right.
put the work in, do what we got to do.
Right.
To move the country forward
Forward.
for the
That's
benefit of us as well.
Right. And
You know.
yeah, and how we going to do that? You know, February again is we're black 365 plus 366 days of the year during leap year time. And so we practice our culture and our blackness every day.
Right.
So we're actually trying to get people to understand we need to know about us.
Right.
We need to study us, who we are. And one of the books that I will ask you to read is The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, Carter G. Woodson. And another one, I don't know how many people know about Neely Fuller Jr. He just died. He passed away on February the 1st, 2025. But he has this great book for people who just want to know. It's called The Limited Independent Compensatory Code System and Concept. And it tells us about white supremacy, how to identify it, how it's interwoven into our lives, and what we need to do to make ourselves go forward. And then we have Dr. Van Sertima. He died on May the 25th, 2009, thank you.
Okay.
They came before Columbus, an African presence in ancient America. So we were here before Columbus, any
Right.
other white person. We've been here a long time. And so this book has evidence. And do your own research.
Definitely.
This is just to get you started, just to help you to understand that this conversation is global. It's not a small conversation. And who we are, we're connected with Africa, with the Caribbean, but we are unique people. We came here and built America. We're not immigrants. We came here and we've been here for a very long time. I mean, and also read the 1619 Project out there. Will tell you how long we've been here. So February, we do recognize it, but we know we're black every day. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's the month that they designated for us. Man, I live this 365.
Right. It's
247.
It's
So,
true.
Super Bowl weekend just passed, and the Eagles won. It was a blowout, really, and I was happy. I like both teams, but I identified more with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
mainly because my son teammates, a lot of his teammates, Mikhail played at Georgia, and you know Philly is an extension of Georgia, pretty much. The way they draft pretty hard out of Georgia. Every year they get two or three first rounders, and they paid great dividends in the Super Bowl. And because that front four was coming, they were relentless, and that was really they set the tone. And I'm happy for Hurst, the quarterback, winning MVP. I can't see that.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I can't see that commercial enough. You know, going to Disney World. So.
Right.
But you know, even with that, then we had the halftime show. I didn't really get a chance to watch it because I was on the road driving. But I did get a chance to see it, and it was amazing to me what this guy Kendrick Lamar put on display. You know, you had to be kind of if you didn't understand it.
It'll go right over your head.
If you understand it, it's so sad. But he was saying, game over. Game over, man. And it was like, you know, so, you know, he reached Minister Farrakhan with that. Farrakhan had to go out and reach this young brother because it was so powerful the way he did it with no fear. You know what I'm saying? To be on that stage, most people want to be politically correct. And he was trying to revolutionize us.
Moving us forward. Yes. Yes, it was powerful, and you know, there's a lot of mixed feelings in these the social media. Yeah. But if
it was mixed feelings from a black person, it clearly went over their head.
Right.
In my opinion.
No, you're 100%.
This is my opinion. Yeah.
Yes, 100%, because it spoke to who we are and how we're pushing forward. You know, and we cannot be ignored. And people are saying, you know, that platform, that's like the biggest platform in the world, you know.
Right,
I mean, and he used it. He's an artist first. He's like a genius. He always have been a genius. Kendrick Lamar, he's got a message in all of his songs.
Yeah, he's pretty sharp.
He's like brilliant, and he's not a fly by night. He's been consistent with his movement to push the culture forward. So I appreciate it that I can watch it over and over again, because each time you learn something new about it, you know. And
the thing about that is, I know I heard people say that the guy's racist. He had no white dancers. You know, he had no white. It was all black. You know, and what's wrong with that? You know, I'm just being honest with you, because what Trump doing, you know, he has an all-white cabinet, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, you know, and I'm just, you know, I'm not comparing apples and oranges, I'm just being honest with you. But when you have the platform that he had, and with things that's going on right now, he was forced to come out and think outside the box and do what he did, and I'm just proud that he had the guts enough to do it. You know, I know Samuel Jackson loved it. He's a Morehouse man, you know what I'm saying, so he, you know, yes. You know, he's all about us, but you know, he's not belligerently, you know, it's intelligently, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We got to do things in good and decent order, always, because if we ever have an insurrection on the Capitol, it's going to be bloodshed. They're going to kill all us. You better believe that. Ain't nobody going to pardon 1,600 black people. You understand that?
Ridiculous.
So, and that was, look how they did that, and what happened.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm going to bring it back close to home, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, we're talking about coming together as a people, and it's so hard for us. Like, I had fireworks here at the barbecue place in my business. I was on the road, and we had a lot of caterings, and my brother worked for me. Did a hell of a job, and whatever reason, Super Bowl Sunday just wasn't a good day for him. And you know, had some stuff that I called him. I said, "What's up, man? Is catering right here ready?" No. Wasn't ready. I said, well, put it ready at 5 o'clock. We knew about it 2 weeks ago. And I said, wow. He got upset because I said, wow. So he starts to, you know, say his piece and I say my piece. But when you working with family, it's the toughest shit ever. I'm being honest with you. It is, bro. Because you have a job to do. And it's just not, you know, my brother worked here, my mom worked here, my father worked here. They all come and go. My uncle, I've hired. It's been an open door for my family, and it's been hard. But we love. You know, I love my brother. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, man, you know, we can't put things together. We have to let God do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I'm at with it today. Gotta let God do it. And man, so my brother longer works here, my mom work here, or my dad, or my majority of my uncles worked here, but they don't work here no more. But we in good spaces. It's just that, you know, my brother said this ain't the only job in the world. He was right, it's not. And if it don't work for you, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you've been disrespected in any way, you got an option to leave. And he left. And I'm wishing my brother the best. You know, but it's people, man, it's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is this is one of the darkest hours that I've ever seen in this country for blacks. So if we can't come together, then when?
Oh, that's nice. Then when? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, so, you know, I've been talking to various groups of people about, you know, let's put our money together. We need to build a strip mall. We need to do this. We need to do that.
Yes.
But it just, if without works, it's dead. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm kind of, you know, blown away by my brother, because here we are. We got something going good, and you know, paid him great. So it's almost like say Mr. Charlie's ice is colder. You know, that's a white guy, Mr. Charlie. Ice is colder than mine.
Right.
So you making good money here. All you gotta do is do your job. Come to work. Clean cut. But you say it's other jobs out there. So now, yeah, we don't own everything as blacks, so you go work for a white man. This the mindset of blacks. My brother. It is other jobs out there. So you rather work for somebody else than working for your family, because you never work for me, we work together. Mm-hmm. You understand that? And like Saba said, we gotta learn, right? Mm-hmm. And my partner always told me, Demetrius Jenkins, he's a black businessman, does very well for himself. And I said, man, we gotta trust the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He said, Mike, these younger generation don't know the Lord. When have they ever had to lean on him? Grandma's 35, mama 25. They don't know the Lord Jesus. They don't know who Carter Woodson is. They don't know really. They just heard about MLK, because they probably seen a picture of him in the classroom, but they don't know his contributions and how hard he fought for us to be able to walk around here and not drink at a colored water fountain. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, every time I see guys of age that should understand, I said, bro, if Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was here today, they'd be disappointed.
Yes.
They'd be so hurt by all their transgressions and all the stuff they went through for us, and this is the repayment, you know?
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
Some people, you know, it's been a long conversation out there that integration is what ruined us, right? Because now we're not dependent on the people we should be dependent on, and our people can't depend on that person, because now we're fragmented. We've been pulled all different parts. And we think, again, Mr. Charlie's ice is colder because we've been sold a byproduct that doesn't last. You know, it's a false product.
Right.
And so working with family is very difficult. And it's a labor of love. And so we're the reason why these challenges are so hard for us, because we already, they continue to push us down, you know.
So we already been oppressed.
Right.
Then we have, within the oppression, we have to deal with the family stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When God give you a business, you create it, and it's not just my business. It's, you know, I got other family businesses that's, man, this is great compared to what my other family members are going through. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know.
And we need to realize, when everybody else is doing good and got jobs, we experience the highest unemployment rates. And one of the things that we're told, then start business and hire your own people. Well, we're trying. Mike is trying, you know, and but he's still got to run a business at the end of the day. And family have to know when there's business and when there's personal stuff. And they got to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
They got to step up to the plate. And so we're still learning. We should know this, because we've had multiple businesses. I mean, some of the most successful people in our community is out there, and they had to shift away from just hiring blacks. And I like to say something as well. Black people are the only group of people saying if you hire all black, then you're racist. Do you know how many all white businesses are out there, and they're not even thinking about hiring us? And also, they got now.
I just got to interject real quick. So,
okay.
My whole thing is this right here. I just think you should hire qualified people. I think you should hire qualified people. I mean, like, don't exclude me because I'm a black man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying this right here, Salva. If your company, you hire all white people, and it was based on a standardized test, and everybody white did better on me than that test, and they're more qualified than me, then hire them. I'm just being honest with you. But don't get mad if I do the same thing.
So can I
Go ahead.
chime in? I agree with that statement, but that's not how it's been.
Oh, I already know.
Right. That's not how the DEI meant white woman.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
affirmative action,
right.
white woman,
right.
white man. So we're so backwards. We don't know who's the most qualified because we build these cheating tactics into it.
Right.
So when we say that, we could do that and be perfectly okay, but the institutions, most of the institutions out there haven't done that. They don't play by the fair rules.
Right.
So we're caught behind the 8 ball, you know, that, okay, if we go out there and do it that way, nobody else is doing it that way.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So we have to be careful about that, you know.
And I'm intentional when I hire. I put it on Facebook. I'm looking for a cook and a chopper, and you know, you got to be willing to learn. Paid training, but I would really like somebody that look like me to come in. However, if I can't, if they don't come and a white person come, I'm going to train them the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how that separates us from them.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So,
we'll do it the right way, but
right.
they are not ever intentional to do it the right way.
Right. So but me personally, I never want to trade places with them because if you do, you become them.
Right.
So, but I still believe in I have to look to, if I got some friends that's black like me that need jobs, I want to give them opportunity first too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? We got to stop that. Well, if they qualify, even okay, I'm gonna try this guy first, and then if it don't work out, I give you a call back. And that's, I mean, and it's okay to do that
right.
today. You know,
it is. But what I'm saying, when you have policy. You have policy that says DEI is supposed to be this, and DEI never goes past white women or white men.
Right.
Affirmative action never goes past white woman or white men.
Okay.
That's when we start having problems out there. So it looks like if we are gonna go out and get a job, when we know we're not gonna be treated fairly, and we know that if a white person, they don't have to be qualified. That's who they put in the job before they give it to you, and that's data. Everything out there that shows that's what's happening.
Okay.
So when you, at the end of the day, the black community is the most unemployed.
Right.
You know, so and even though we're the most unemployed, we still have to deal with these stigmas. Oh, they're lazy, but you won't hire us, and you know, so we still have to deal with these false kind of positions out there.
Right. So let me just say this real quick. I've hired. You know, anytime you're in a small black business, it's gonna be a high turnover. And I have hired a lot of black people, and it's been a high turnover. And the reason why is because they don't respect the job like they respect Mr. Charlie's job.
Right. That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? I'm just being honest with you. My best employees are my kids. You know, I got this kid in here, Rylan. He's a hip man. Hey, Rylan. Rylan. Come here for a minute. See that right there? Yes, sir. You know, coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
see, look.
Hi, Riley.
I got to put him on camera. Get right here, Riley. Get right here. So this guy right here, he's a throwback to me because my family owned Big John. So when I came, I worked there. But if I wasn't on the schedule and I came in and they were busy, I'll go right to work. Well, he came in with his friend to get something to eat. And he came right, he just got behind the counter and started working. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, he does a hell of a job for me. He's a throwback. Now, this is, I'm just using for a moment, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the guys that I brought in here, and he does a hell of a job. I just had to give him a raise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
good.
Yeah. But you can go back now.
Oh, yes, sir. I appreciate it.
every day when he come in, he make his way to find me. Mr. Trigg, how you doing today?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn. Now, he is my best friend's son, you know, but he's a hell of a kid, and he's going places because he understands.
Yes.
So I have other kids. I had another kid came in. He brought one of his friends to work with me.
Okay.
Terrible kid. Just not a good worker. He played like he busy. Oh, yeah. Ain't doing nothing. I said, man, you know, we had a function here, and I had kids, volunteers, middle school kids.
Right.
He was flicking them off. I said, you got to go, man. You killing my community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that dude right there, man, he's good. So now I hired a lot of people that look like me. They haven't did half the job that he's done.
Right. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to be careful.
I understand.
And if you're watching this and you're not a person of color, we do good work like that too. You got to find the right kid.
Right. You got to.
That's it. We can't. I'm not whipping nobody.
That's right.
I gave his friend an opportunity. It didn't work out, but he's sticking.
That's right.
You know, so.
That's great. I mean, having a good employee is golden.
So my kids, DJ, my daughter Jada, and my uncle Eric, he's been consistently Eric. You know. I know him. He gonna be on time every day. His uniform gonna be pressed. You know, he gonna come in. He gonna go to work.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's what it is.
And the problems that you have in black businesses, you hear the same thing over and over again. The unsuspected ones, the ones who you want to put in your business to do a good job, sometimes they let you down, and you have to go outside of the community to bring really highly skilled people in.
And then when you do that, then you get frowned upon in the community. You know what I'm saying? But I'm running a business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really worry about that kind of stuff. You know?
But the problem I always wonder about the black community, they were supposed to be the most innovative, understand business. They know in order for the business to thrive, you got to have good quality people. And if they don't want to be one of those good quality people, you got to go find them outside of the community. Right. So when did we stop understanding that?
We never have. We don't really care. It's not that we don't. How you doing? It's not that we don't understand that. So you got to look at the people, the applicants that works at places like this right here, the educational level, you know, and are they high school educated, college educated? Did they finish high school? You know, and like Rollin, he's going to school, so he's not going to be a long-term guy. When he get his degree, I'm pretty sure he's going to do something else. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, my daughter Jada, it's not long-term for her either. She's in school, so when she finished, you know. So, you know, but while you got them, they always have opportunity to learn here and go be bigger and better.
Right.
And this job right here, man, you rub elbows with the right people. It's a starting point for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
a launching pad.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that God has blessed me with this place, you know?
Right.
So
absolutely, because they get firsthand to interact with the public, which is a big skill, and sales, all of those things, all that charisma that you need when you're going out in the world. So this would be an excellent launching pad for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely.
So you think we need to talk about anything else?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just, you know, my thing is, like, you know, for people that's watching this podcast, when you're working with your family, you got to keep God in the midst. He got to be he got to go through the door before you, because you're gonna need him.
Well said.
It's tough, but like I said, if we can't come together right now as a people, as a culture, then when?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
On the yo. I'm out.
All right. Goodbye, Tampa Bay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week or next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.